And what can I do for you, little man?
Hey, watch that little man stuff. I'm very sensitive about my height.
Well, I only called you little man because I don't know your name.
You want to know my name? Ask.
All right. What's your name?
Shorty. And I want to buy some candy.
Oh, may I suggest...
Yeah, hold the sales talk. I know what I want.
Oh, I was only going to suggest Chunky, the finest bar of milk chocolate you can buy.
Yeah, I'll take a Chunky.
Chunky, it's filled with crunchy cashews, sun-ripened raisins, and Brazil nuts.
I'll take a Chunky.
And only Chunky has that extra special chunky shape, extra thick for extra flavor.
All right, Gabby, release the merchandise already. Chunky. What a chunk of chocolate.
Uh-oh, seems to be some trouble. Hartley has called time and is dressing down right fielder Stretch Boffberg for dropping that fly ball. Boffberg, with his usual devil-may-care nonchalance, seems to be eating what looks like, yes it is, it's a Chunky bar. And there it goes, a fly to right field. It's headed for Boffberg. But what's he doing? He's ignoring the ball and pointing to the Chunky sign. The thick milk chocolate with a fistful of flavor. Oh, no! He made the catch. Boffberg made a one-handed catch right between the fresh-roasted cashews, Brazil nuts, and sun-ripened raisins. The man about whom the critics said, "Oh, no," has saved the ball game.
So what's the gut excited? How can you miss when you get your mitt wrapped around a Chunky? The thick milk chocolate with a fistful of flavor. Chunky. What a chunk of chocolate.
And now our next contestant on Get Rich Quick, Mr. Arnold Stang. Good evening, sir. I see by my...
Never mind the small talk. I see already what's coming. You're going to say I'm from Brooklyn and everybody applauds. Very witty. Shall we get on with the quiz?
Very well, Mr. Stang. Your category is candy.
Candy, yeah.
For the benefit of our home audience, we will flash the correct answer on the screen. Now, Mr. Stang, you have 30 seconds to answer. Which popular candy bar is made of the tastiest milk chocolate that money can buy?
Such an easy question, it's an insult to my intelligence.
The name, please, the name.
It's that luscious chocolate bar that's filled with sun-ripened raisins, crunchy cashews, and Brazil nuts.
The name, please.
The hand, watch the hand. You're talking about that yummy chocolate bar, the only chocolate bar with that special shape, extra thick for extra flavor. Chunky. What a chunk of chocolate.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're standing by to interview the pilot of the first flying saucer ever to land on Earth. And here he comes. I beg your pardon, sir. Do all your people look like you?
Of course not. Most of them are homely.
I see. And what is the purpose of your visit?
To stock up on Chunkies. You're very nosy, aren't you?
Chunkies? You mean that delicious milk chocolate candy bar filled with crunchy cashews, sun-ripened raisins, and Brazil nuts?
And don't forget Chunky's special shape. Extra thick for extra flavor. You're a regular Chunky's information center. You know where I can get some fast?
Oh, sure. I always keep a supply handy when I go out on an interview. Be glad to share them with the illustrious pilot of a flying saucer. Here, let me fill your space helmet.
Pilot? Space helmets? Flying saucer? What are you talking? I'm a fisherman. I always keep my Chunkies in a cookie jar to keep them dry. Yes, sir. Chunkies. What a chunk of chocolate. Listen, let's face it, I'm no muscle man, but if I told you why I'm learning the manly art of self-defense, you'd never believe it. You see, Chunky is my favorite milk chocolate. I keep some near me at all times. You know, like for a quick bite. Well, like for instance right now. I always say, you're really missing something if you never ate a Chunky. The thick milk chocolate with a fistful of flavor. Chunky. The luscious milk chocolate with crunchy cashews, Brazil nuts, and sun-ripened raisins. In fact, I like Chunky so much that as soon as I finish one, I just gotta reach for another. Everybody loves Chunky so much, I gotta take boxer lessons to protect the merchandise. Chunky, the thick milk chocolate with the fistful of flavor. What a chunk of chocolate.
Tension is high in Wet Moccasin. The chunky kid, fearless champion of justice, has returned.
Kid, you must be mad to come here. Wolf Masters, the ferocious outlaw, is gunning for you.
Chip, chip, chip. Who's afraid of a big fat wolf?
Smile when you say that, kid.
Let's face it, a wired ape you ain't.
You got him.
Naturally, I'm never without him, 'cause Chunky is always close to my heart. Luscious milk chocolate with crunchy cashews, Brazil nuts, and sun-ripened raisins. Chunky, the thick milk chocolate with a fistful of flavor. Here, Wolfie, no hard feelings. Take home a Chunky family bar for the wife and kiddies. Chunky, what a chunk of chocolate. What's with the tisking?
Arnold, you haven't had your eyes checked in over 5 years.
Me check these pretty, dreamy, irresistible blue eyes.
Pretty, but weak.
So I won't look at anything heavy.
Arnold, try and read the top line on that chart over there.
What's to read? C-H-U-N-K-Y.
Chunky? Where do you see Chunky?
You kidding? I see Chunky everywhere. It's the tastiest bar of milk chocolate there is. It's filled with crunchy cashews, sun-ripened raisins, and Brazil nuts. But hold it. If you're gonna try to tell me there's a more delicious bar of chocolate than Chunky, I say to you, pish-tush, what do you know?
All right, Arnold, I like Chunky's too. I like especially that extra thick shape. But let's complete your eye examination.
What eyes? I can see like an eagle. So long, Doc. I'll be back in 5 years.
Arnold, look out!
Chunky, what a chunk of chocolate. Oh, this is the Man on the Street TV interview for Chunky Chocolates. All right, so make with the interview already. Well, what do you like most about Chunky? Well, they're thick, see? Chunky thick, like that guy says. Chunky, what a chunk of chocolate. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Susie. Hi, Joni. Girlie, the new pecan Chunky is loaded with fabulous pecans, and the original Chunky has Brazils, cashews, and raisins, too. Which Chunky do you like best? I like them both, silly. What a couple of chunks of chocolate. Oh, there's the sextopus.
On our planet, everybody has 6 heads. Bitter honey's the most delicious candy in the universe. Gee, if we only had 1 head like Earth kids, we could eat our 6 big pieces of bitter honey one at a time and make it last longer.
Bitter honey goes a long, long way. If you have 1 head, it lasts all day.
The makers of Chunky Chocolate Bar want their TV commercials to appeal to adults and children both. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a really thick chunk of chocolate,
Chunky thick.
get yourself a Chunky.
What a chunk of chocolate. The new pecan Chunky is loaded with fabulous pecans.
The original Chunky has cashews, Brazils, and raisins, too. What a couple of chunks of chocolate. Some announcer, he eats the product before he shows it.
Kids, ask Mom for a nickel and buy the new pecan Chunky.
Hey, Mom, keep the nickel and get yourself a Chunky.
Hey, wait for us, the sextopus. On our planet, everybody has 6 heads. Bitter honey's the most delicious candy in the universe. Gee, if we only had 1 head like Earth kids, we could eat our 6 big pieces of bitter honey one at a time and make it last longer.
Bitter honey goes a long, long way. If you have 1 head, it lasts all day.
Well, Mrs. P.J. Frisbee writes that she always has to leave in the middle of our Chunky commercials and never sees the end. So today I'm going to do the commercial backwards. Good night. What a couple of chunks of chocolate. The new pecan Chunky is loaded with fabulous pecans, and the original Chunky has cashews, Brazils, and raisins, too. It's the chocolate candy bar that's this thick. Chunky thick. What a chunk of chocolate. I'd like to tell you about Chunky. Hello. Now stay tuned for the sextopus.
On our planet, everybody has 6 heads. Bitter honey's the most delicious candy in the universe. Gee, if we only had 1 head like Earth kids, we could eat our 6 big pieces of bitter honey one at a time and make it last longer.
Bitter honey goes a long, long way. If you have 1 head, it lasts all day.